Hi everyone, this is David from MyStartupTV, and today I'm talking with business coach and mentor and advisor Tala Chisholm. So Tala, welcome to today's program.
Thank you, David. Welcome to you.
So Tala, you're a bit of a small business and startup expert, I hear. So tell me, what's your experience with startups, and why should people listen to you?
Well, I've run my own businesses for quite a number of years now. I think 22 years and counting. I've had nine. Yeah, no, I've had 9 businesses, different businesses, and about 5 different industries. So over the years, it hasn't just been one business or one type of category of business. It's actually been quite a large variety of businesses. So
Right.
from,
Yes.
from businesses that I started myself from zero, all through to businesses which ended up turning, a group of companies that we had at the time was turning about $20 million. So I had a very good understanding of, starting from nothing all the way through to having a small to medium-sized business, which it was medium at the time, with 70 staff plus contractors, et cetera. So I feel that my experience is quite wide and varied, and therefore I'm able to help more people with more practical understanding of business, not just theory.
So why should people that are in startups listen to you? So I remember one of my old bosses used to say that unless you fail twice in business, you haven't learned anything, because you don't learn by your success, you only learn by your mistakes. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. And the number of mistakes that I've made are off the charts. Anything and everything that could possibly have gone wrong has absolutely gone wrong.
Yes.
Resilience is actually one of the major, cornerstones of being in business and being successful at being in business, because there are so many failures that are going to get thrown at you every day of the week, and sometimes for months or years at a time, and you're thinking, is this ever going to end? Is this ever going to become any easier? And really, that's what transforms your personality to be able to become successful, because that's the thing that the rest can't hack compared to the successful ones. It's the successful ones that actually pull through, that take the failures and learn from them, rather than fall over and say, oh, just give me a job, any job. So there's definitely a great deal of truth in what your boss has told you.
Yeah, he's a pretty smart guy. One of the things that I come to realize, because I went from being an employee to being self-employed, and actually there was a couple of things. One of the first things that I realized is that even though at the time I felt like I was working with someone who was an idiot, and so I decided to go into my own business. And then when I was working for myself, I realized I was working for a crazy man.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
Not as easy as it sounds. So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
And I noticed that there's a massive mindset shift that needed to take place. And the mindset shift was the difference between having someone responsible for my paycheck or having me responsible for my paycheck. So how do you help people to come to terms with that massive shift in understanding belief and mindset? Because for a lot of people, that just does their head in.
I totally agree. And, there's a saying that transition from being an employee to, a small business owner or contractor or freelancer, or, a smaller size type of business, which the majority of businesses out there are that, one-man band style, is actually a much smaller transition than the transition to a CEO. So a CEO is someone who's got staff, who's got systems, who's got structures, who's got, a lot more figured out than the average employee and business owner. And it puts a great deal more pressure on you, of course, when you're responsible for every dollar that's being made. And but then there's a great deal of mistakes that people make as well when they're a startup from their previous way of experiencing life and, you know, the education system and the employment system that carry through, unfortunately, carry through to their startup business, and that get in the way of succeeding, of moving through to that next level.
So that's your experience. What other expertise, or what areas of expertise do you have?
So by education, I'm actually an engineer. So it doesn't really lend itself to business expertise. However, there's a great deal that comes with being an engineer, and that includes setting up systems, setting up, you know, a different way of thinking, and building a process. And that's been a great deal of help for me in my entrepreneurial career. I've also had quite a number of you know, postgraduate courses in business. I've also studied business during my time in university, so I've got quite a, you know, a number of variety of education, or formal education in business, as well as the experience that I mentioned before.